Welcome to this training video for Class C operators of underground storage tank systems. Underground storage tank UST systems have the potential for fuel leaks, spills, and releases, which can pose serious dangers to people, property, and the environment. Class C operators like you are usually the first line of response to problems and emergencies with UST systems, so it's important that you understand proper procedures and know what to do in case of indications of problems or emergencies at your facility. You need to know how to respond to spills, leaks, releases, and fires, all situations you may be faced with on the job. This video is not specific to your location, so your equipment may be somewhat different from what is shown here. The exact specifics of your location and all the information in this video will be further explained by your manager or supervisor. One thing that is common to all locations is the necessity for you to report all damage, malfunctions, and system alarms to your supervisor. A list of written emergency response procedures and telephone numbers must be posted in a prominent location, along with a list of company contacts that should be notified in any emergency. Many of the topics in this video deal with preventing damage to our environment, which also is the focus of the Arkansas Department of Environmental Quality. The department makes periodic inspections of UST facilities, so please cooperate fully with any inspections or visits. In order to fulfill your responsibilities, you need to understand the basic UST system components and how they relate to your duties. The components are dispensers, piping, underground tanks, spill and overfill prevention, and release detection. Let's take a look at the typical dispenser components, which include the hose, the breakaway valve, and the dispenser nozzle. Dispenser hoses are equipped with emergency breakaway devices, which are designed to prevent a release of fuel if the hose should become separated, such as during a drive-off. If the breakaway becomes separated, immediately shut off the dispenser and check for any spills. Do not attempt to reattach the breakaway valve. Regularly inspect the hose for any cracks or damage and report it if you see any. The hose should have a tight swivel connection to the nozzle with no signs of leakage. Shut off the dispenser and bag the nozzle if any leaks are found. The dispenser is connected to the underground tanks by a piping system. A line leak detector is installed in the piping system to detect a catastrophic release. This detector, if activated, will either shut off the flow or set off an alarm, depending on your location. Be sure you know which type of system is used at your location. Underground tanks come in many sizes. You should know where the tank size charts are located at your store. The charts show the size of the tank and how much fuel it will hold. These charts are used to help determine the amount of fuel in a tank before a delivery. In order to prevent spills and overfills, it is, of course, essential that the amount of fuel being put into the tank is not more than the available capacity of the tank. One method of determining available capacity is called sticking. In this procedure, you or the delivery driver uses a stick to measure the depth of the fuel already in the tank. The depth in inches is converted to gallons in the tank by using the tank chart. At some locations, an automatic tank gauge electronically displays the amount of fuel in the tank. Tanks are also equipped with either overfill prevention systems, either a ball float valve, an overfill alarm, or an automatic shutoff device. You and the delivery driver should know what type of overfill prevention device is used at your location and be prepared to stop delivery at any time. If small spills do occur during filling, they are contained in sealed spill buckets that surround the tank fill pipe to the tank. Spill buckets are not designed to contain fuel for long periods of time and should be emptied quickly and the contents properly disposed of. Fuel releases pose significant safety and environmental hazards. Underground releases can be detected through several methods, including any unaccounted for loss of fuel through the system, excessive vapor odors, discoloration of soil compared to surrounding soil, and through automatic monitoring systems which can trigger alarms. It is important that you know all the leak detection methods and alarms used at your location. Never ignore any leak detection alarms or indications of alarm failure. Treat them as potential leaks and report them immediately to your supervisor. As a Class C operator, your response to emergency situations can make a critical difference in the health and safety of yourself, fellow employees, and the public. Your response also can help protect the environment and your community. Emergency situations can occur at any time during your shift, so it's important that you keep your eyes, ears, and nose alert at all times. Be sure you're familiar with the particular tank monitors and alarms at your facility and how to respond to alarms as instructed by your supervisor. Your store manager will review your store's emergency response procedure with you, who to contact, when to contact them, and where the contact information is located. Follow their instructions. If a surface release occurs with fuel spilling onto the ground, stop the release, contain the release, and call for help. Every store is equipped with a method for turning off both above-ground dispensers and any underground submersible pumps. At most stores, this can be done by hitting the emergency shutoff switch, which is usually located near the register. You must also know where the emergency shutoff switch is located at your facility. It's also important to know that the Stop Pumps button at the register usually will not shut off the electricity to the dispensers or submersible pumps. Since electricity can contribute to a fire hazard, it's important that both the dispensers and submersible pumps be shut down. This can be done at the circuit breaker box, so it's essential that you know where the circuit breaker box is. Keep customers away from the spill area and do not allow any engines to be started. If it's safe to do so, there is no apparent danger of ignition, you should contain, absorb, and clean up any surface spills. Spread absorbent such as floor dry or kitty litter around the edge of the spill to keep it from spreading or running into storm drains. If any of the spill does run into storm drains, call emergency services. Once the absorbent material has soaked up the spill, sweep it up. Put it in a labeled and sealed container and place it behind the building for pickup. Do not put it in a dumpster. There should be a fire extinguisher located within 100 feet of the fueling dispensers. The fire extinguisher should only be used by those who are adequately trained and equipped to fight a fire. In the case of a fire, have all customers leave the area for their safety. Consider the risks along with the fire size and location. Call the fire department if the fire spreads beyond its starting point. Do not attempt to extinguish large fires by yourself. If the fire is at the dispenser, hit the emergency stop button or stop all pumps at the register. Never attempt to disconnect the dispenser nozzle from the vehicle. You also should know how to operate a fire extinguisher. With most fire extinguishers, you should use what is called the P.A.S.S method, with each letter in the word P.A.S.S representing one of the steps of operation. First, pull. Pull the pin. This will also break the tamper seal. Second, aim. Aim low, pointing the extinguisher nozzle or its horn or hose at the base of the fire. Note, do not touch the plastic discharge on CO2 extinguishers. It gets very cold and may damage skin. Third, squeeze. Squeeze the handle to release extinguishing agent. Fourth, sweep. Sweep from side to side at the base of the fire until it appears to be out. Watch the area. If the fire reignites, repeat steps 2 through 4. If you have the slightest doubt about your ability to fight a fire, evacuate immediately. As a Class C operator, it's up to you to be the first line of defense at your facility. By following the procedures outlined in this video and by your supervisor, you make an important difference in protecting the health and safety of yourself, the public, and the environment. If you have questions, please ask.